Dive into profound perspectives that illuminate the interconnection between the macrocosm and the microcosm and the universal principle of correspondence. This video serves as a guide to understanding the deeper meaning of as above, so below, and its implications for spiritual growth and understanding. From the whispers of lost civilizations, a phrase echoes like a veiled mystery repeated by alchemists, magicians, and spiritual masters. As above, so below. D. But few understand that these words are not poetry, they are a code. A vibrational seal left by Hermes Trismegistus, the thrice great, who moved between worlds with the ease of those who know. The emerald tablet was not written with ink, but with light condensed into symbols, meant only for those with eyes to see and ears to hear. The phrase is the key, and the seeker is the lock. When the key fits, the portal opens. This hermetic maxim is far more than a philosophical teaching. It is a living cosmic law, breathing within every atom of creation. It reveals that the visible and the invisible are in resonance, that what vibrates in the spirit manifests in matter, that the pain burning in the body is an echo of an energetic fracture, that the abundance arriving suddenly is the reflection of an inner field healed in silence. Have you ever noticed that when your soul finds peace, the world around you responds? Or that when there is chaos within, everything seems out of alignment? This is no coincidence, it is correspondence. Before we continue, if this video is already awakening something in you, take a moment to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and comment below. This helps this message reach other seekers like you. Let's embark on this journey together. The emerald tablet was not meant to be understood in haste. It is revealed in layers. Each word is a mirror. Each symbol is a ladder. As above, so below means that everything divine is already within you, in miniature, in code, in potential. When you change a thought, you change a frequency. And when you change the frequency, you change the reflection. This is the true hidden power. The ability to alter the above from the below, to transform your external reality through inner transmutation. Alchemy doesn't begin in a laboratory, it begins in the soul. This phrase is a reminder. You are not at the mercy of chance. You are a co-creator, a conscious reflection of the all, a fragment bearing the signature of the infinite. When you understand this, the world ceases to be merely a backdrop. It becomes a message. The emerald tablet whispers, what you seek out there is waiting for you within. Have you ever felt that the world around you seemed to respond to your inner state? As if circumstances, people, even objects, had a subtle consciousness and danced to the rhythm of your innermost vibration? This is not an illusion. It is the manifestation of the law of correspondence, the invisible principle behind as above, so below. The universe is not a separate entity from you. It is a sacred mirror, a living surface that reflects, amplifies, and returns what vibrates in your inner field. Reality is not a fate to be endured. It is a reflection to be understood. Every thought, every emotion, every silent denial or unexpressed desire sends an energetic wave that strikes the great cosmic mirror. And this mirror, in its absolute fidelity, returns exactly what was emitted, not as punishment, but as revelation. If your outer life seems unstable, chaotic, or repetitive, perhaps your soul is fragmented, disconnected from itself. If the same situations repeat with different characters, perhaps it is the reflection, urging you to look not outward, but inward. Because what is above, in the higher planes, can only manifest clearly when the below is in harmony. This correspondence is not an abstract metaphor. It is visible in the small details, in the types of people you attract, in the patterns that repeat in your journey, in the coincidences that become frequent when you silence the ego. When you shift your emotional frequency, the world around you begins to respond, like a mirror realigning its light. The reality you see is like a mirror polished by your vital energy. The clearer your soul, the more pristine the reflection. The murkier your emotional field, the more distorted the image returned. This is the invitation. Stop fighting the reflection and start dialoguing with it. It's not about controlling the world, it's about illuminating your inner self so the world responds with harmony. Everything outside is, in truth, a letter written by your own consciousness. You are both the sender and the receiver. The universe is your mirror, and it is always listening. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine your body not as a mere shell of flesh and bone, but as a living sanctuary, encoded with cosmic laws, built with sacred precision. The ancient masters knew your body is the closest reflection of the universe. It is a hermetic temple where every cell pulses like a star, every organ vibrates in resonance with planets, and every heartbeat echoes the silent rhythm of creation. What is above in the galaxies pulses within you, in the secret geometry of your bones, in the rhythm of your biological cycles, in the dance of your silent thoughts. Alchemists and Kabbalists didn't study the body out of medical curiosity. They revered it as a divine map. The liver, for them, was not just an organ, it was the seat of Mars, of courage and anger. The kidneys, reflections of Venus, spoke of balance and pleasure. The pineal gland, the small pine-shaped gland in the center of the brain, was seen as the gateway to the above, the all-seeing eye, the point where your consciousness touches the eternal. And the chakras, those invisible vortices of light, are alchemical portals. When misaligned, they create distortions in the mirror of reality. When in harmony, they become cosmic bells, calling the heavens to descend. The golden ratio, the Fibonacci sequence, the platonic solids, the six-pointed star, all these symbols you see in grimoires and ancient temples are inscribed in your own body. Your fingerprints are mandalas. Your blood carries ancestral information. Your skin is the boundary between the visible and invisible worlds. But when this temple is neglected, polluted with excess, numbed by noise and carelessness, the above finds no passage. The heavens do not respond to a ruined altar. Yet, when you honor your body, with conscious breathing, vibrational nourishment, sacred movement, you activate the inner columns of the temple, like the pillars of Boaz and Jachin, and then what is above begins to move toward you. The ancients said, "Know thyself, and you will know the gods and the universe." Today we can say, honor your body as a mirror, and it will become a portal. Have you ever noticed how certain moments carry a different energy? There are days when the veil seems thinner, when dreams are more vivid, encounters more symbolic, numbers more insistent. This is not chance, it is code. Time, like the body, is a reflection of the divine. But contrary to what we've been taught, time is not linear like a train track. It is cyclical, spiraled, ritualistic. Each moment carries a unique vibrational signature. Each date is a frequency. Each cycle is a hidden language waiting to be read. The ancient calendars, Mayan, Egyptian, Vedic, were not mere tools for counting days. They were mirrors of the cosmos, instruments for tuning the above and the below. Birth, for example, does not happen on a random day. The date you came into the world is a celestial fingerprint. The sky at that moment arranged itself as a seal. Astrology, numerology, star charts, all these are attempts to decipher the codes that brought you here. You are a vibrational response to a question the universe asked at a specific moment. And there are sacred moments when the portals open more easily. Solstices, equinoxes, eclipses, full moons, retrogrades. In those hours, the above speaks more clearly. The signs intensify, dreams become sharper. Repeating numbers, 1 to 11, 222, 333, 777 are not coincidences. They are pulsars. Each number is a word in the language of the heavens. When they appear, it's as if the mirror is blinking at you, saying, now. But time also demands listening, and listening to time requires silencing the noise, because the codes don't shout, they whisper. They hide in the details, in a song that comes up suddenly, in a butterfly on your path, in a feeling of déjà vu. To understand time as code, you must look at it not with the mind, but with the spirit. Each day brings an instruction, each week a cycle, each year an initiation. And when you begin to live with this awareness, there is no longer wasted time. Everything becomes ritual. Everything becomes teaching. And time, instead of consuming you, begins to build you. Because those who decipher the code of time discover the secret rhythm of the divine. There comes an inevitable moment in the spiritual journey when everything seems to stop. Answers cease to come. Signs fall silent. The heavens, which once spoke through numbers, symbols, and encounters, now seem immersed in profound silence. This is the void, a strange, uncomfortable, almost painful space. But this space, as barren as it may seem, is not absence. It is a reflection, a divine mirror so subtle it can only be understood by a purified heart. Silence, to profane eyes, is abandonment, but to the initiated, it is gestation. In the alchemy of the soul, the void is the dark womb where the philosopher's stone is incubated. It is there that the old dissolves to make way for the new. When the universe falls silent, it's not because it has forgotten you, it's because you've crossed the veil. And on the other side of the veil, sound recedes because what needs to be heard is no longer outside, it is within. The spiritual desert, where prayers seem to evaporate and time stretches, is also a mirror. It reflects your haste, your resistance, your need for control, but it also reflects your hidden strength, your silent resilience, your raw faith. It is in this space that you learn that not every answer needs to be spoken, that there are wisdoms that only sprout from nothingness, that there are healings that only emerge in the dark. The void is not punishment, it is consecration. It is the interval between the echo and the manifestation. It is the mirror without an image, waiting for you to stop seeking outside what exists only at the center of your being. When the above falls silent, it is a sign that the below needs to rest, to quiet, to dissolve in order to reconfigure. Learn to honor this silence as a master. Allow yourself not to understand. Allow yourself not to feel. Because even not feeling is a reflection of the phase in which you are being prepared to hold more light. The void is the final mirror before revelation. And when you look at it without fear, something new begins to shine, not in the heavens, but within you. Everything in the universe vibrates, everything pulses in patterns, and you, as an extension of the cosmos, also vibrate, even when you think you are still. Your soul emits waves, your mind creates forms, your body responds to what your consciousness silently sustains. But for the reflection of the above to be clear in the below, the mirror must be tuned, and tuning this mirror is a ritualistic act. The ancients knew every gesture, every symbol, every word can become a bridge between planes, if done with intention, presence, and reverence. Alchemical visualization, for example, is not empty imagination. It is symbolic creation. When you see yourself as a golden temple, when you visualize your spine as an axis of light connecting heaven and earth, you are not pretending. You are remembering. You are activating codes. You are aligning your frequency with the cosmic truth that dwells within you. It's as if you're saying to the universe, I am ready to reflect your image in me. And the universe, obedient, responds. Writing is also ritual. Keeping a correspondence journal where you record not just events, but what you felt, what you reflected, what you perceived of yourself in others, is like mapping the hidden mirrors of your day. A simple phrase like, "Today I reflected," can become a portal to awakening. Because writing is crystallizing the invisible, it is bringing into matter what lives in the subtle. Other practices, like mirror meditation, can teach you to see beyond the surface. When you gaze into your own eyes in silence, without judgment, something happens. The ego dissolves, the face changes, time stops, and there, for a moment, you recognize yourself not as an identity, but as a presence. The mirror reveals, but only to those who dare to look. And let's not forget music. Certain frequencies, like 528 Hz or 963 Hz, are not just pleasant sounds. They are vibrational keys that unblock internal channels. When you meditate with these vibrations, your energy field realigns with the above. The chakras spin like conscious spirals, and reality begins to reflect this harmony with synchronicities, unexpected encounters, glimpses of meaning. Ritual is not theatrical magic, it is spiritual technology. It is aligning your below with the sacred architecture of the above. It is assuming the role of priest of your own temple. Because when your life becomes a ritual, the divine responds with reflections that once seemed impossible. Few things reveal who you are as much as the bonds that surround you. Every person who crosses your path, whether for brief minutes or a lifetime, carries a reflection of your inner world, and as uncomfortable as it may be to admit, what hurts you most in another is what most longs to be seen in you. Not to condemn you, but to heal you. Relationships are not random. They are conscious mirrors, sent to reveal your soul to yourself. Have you ever wondered why certain people enchant you without logical explanation? Why others awaken anger, jealousy, irritation, or fear? These are vibrational fields interacting, and each field activates something in you, a dormant memory, an unhealed wound, a gift you've hidden. The principle, as above, so below, also operates here. The other is a reflection of what your soul is trying to learn, purify, or recognize, and the universe, in its precise wisdom, places in your path exactly the mirrors necessary for your transmutation. There are also the rare encounters, the mirror souls. These souls don't come to complete you, but to show you. They make you see yourself with disarming clarity. Sometimes they are intense, brief, transformative. Other times they remain for long cycles, accompanying you through the deepest portals of your evolution. Looking at a mirror soul is like facing your purest reflection, and at the same time, your most challenging one. Because they reveal your light, but also your shadows. And there are also complementary souls, those that vibrate in harmony with your essence. They are not always intense, but they are profound. They don't shatter you, they strengthen you. They don't confront you with wounds, but remind you of the peace that dwells within you. They are serene mirrors, helping you sustain your highest frequency. Being near them is like standing before a calm lake. You see yourself without distortion. Understanding relationships as mirrors is taking spiritual responsibility. It is stopping the blame of the other and starting to listen to what they are reflecting. Because, in the end, every relationship is a dialogue between your soul and your consciousness. And when you learn to listen to these reflections with humility, every bond, whether of pain or light, becomes a key to liberation. There comes a moment in the seeker's journey when the reflection is no longer necessary, where there is no longer above and below, inner and outer, self and other. Everything that was once seen as a mirror, time, the body, the other, the silence, now dissolves like mist before the sun. The mirror disappears because you have merged with what it always reflected. The light that came from outside now emanates from within, and there is no longer separation between the reflection and the source. There is only unity. This is the highest revelation of the Hermetic principle, that in truth there was never two. The as above, so below was merely a path to remind you that you were always part of the all, that this entire journey of reflecting, cleansing, aligning, and transmuting was, in reality, a rite of passage to the consciousness of unity. The mirror was a master, but now it is no longer necessary, because light does not need to see itself, it simply is. In this state, judgments cease, anxiety dissolves, time slows down. The outer world continues, yes, with its challenges, noises, and cycles, but none of it can shake your essence anymore, because you now know the world is a projection, but your consciousness is presence. You no longer react to reflections, you understand them, and in understanding, you transmute. Duality loses its grip on your perception, and in place of the old cycle of pain and mirror, clarity is born. Unity is not something conquered through effort, it is remembered. It happens when the veil falls, when your soul stops seeking confirmation and begins to emanate certainty, when your existence ceases to be an attempt and becomes pure vibration. At this point, the above no longer needs to descend, because the below has become the heavens. Matter spiritualizes, spirit anchors, and everything illuminates with the divine simplicity of one who has finally awakened. You become both mirror and light, reflection and source, silence and sound, body and cosmos. And then, without realizing it, you smile because now you know it was always one. Now that we've journeyed through the 8 mirrors of the sacred principle together, take a deep breath and feel something is different in you. You may not be able to name it, it may not be visible to the eyes, but something has been realigned. A key has turned within, because true knowledge is not just absorbed, it awakens what was already sleeping within you. As above, so below has ceased to be just a phrase. It has become a vibrational reminder, a mirror returned to your spirit so you can see yourself without masks, without illusions, without fragments. The journey doesn't end here. In fact, it is only beginning, because now you know that the world out there is a reflection of the temple you choose to inhabit within. And the more that temple is consecrated, the more the heavens reveal themselves. If this message has touched your soul in any way, leave your mark below in the comments. A 777, a word, a consecrated silence. Subscribe to keep receiving these spiritual reminders. Share this video with other seekers who might need a mirror now. And if you wish to take this path further, to meditate more deeply, to practice the alignments, and to decipher your own codes, there are more contents waiting for you on this channel. You are not alone on this journey. After all, the reflection was only the beginning. The light is your destiny, and the path is already within. With reverence and silence, we conclude this journey.